I'll get asked about growth and development, opportunities and ideas all the time. I guess as an executive coach and in the learning and development space, it's pretty common. One of the suggestions that I've made over the years is to get involved in a nonprofit. It's one of those ideas that not necessarily many of us think about, but it really can afford a lot of opportunity and a lot of learning. You don't even realize it. A number of years ago, I did just this. And in total transparency, I didn't go into it with the idea of trying to use this as a growth and development experience. Rather, it was more out of necessity. It was an organization here in my community in Los Angeles that takes the elderly and the young and puts them together and does intergenerational programming. I originally got involved because my kids were a part of the program. Well, after a couple of years, I started to realize it might be beneficial to get involved from a leadership standpoint. So I ended up sitting on the board. I was there for a while and eventually became the board chair. After being there for a few years, I started to realize there was a lot of cross application from the nonprofit world into the for-profit business world. As the board chair, I started to get exposure to business items that I didn't necessarily get exposure to before. I suddenly had to put together budgets and take a look at P&Ls and understand cash flow. I started to put together 3 and 5 year strat plans. In addition, it afforded me leadership opportunities that I didn't necessarily think about. I had to make some tough decisions as the board chair. As a matter of fact, one of the first tough decisions I had to make was cutting a program that we had that was fairly successful for a number of years, but unfortunately had lost its funding. And although we were nonprofit, it didn't mean we were non-business, and we needed to cut the program. I also was able to learn quite a bit about management, managing people. It is different to manage individuals that show up for a paycheck versus those that show up because they really truly believe in the mission and the vision of the organization. Managing volunteers is a little bit different. So there really is a lot of opportunity in a lot of different ways when you think about growth and development. And I might suggest entertaining the idea of being a part of a nonprofit and getting involved in their leadership group.